Oh, hey there. This is a little bit more of a, what would we call it? Not quite so abrupt. Who is I? And as far as the YTPC goes, and a few other crazy people who would listen. I don't know how to describe myself or who. I guess it's not really first and foremost on my list of things to do, but that's neither here nor there. I guess as far as pipes and tobacco go, I'm more on the run-of-the-mill, not, I got a new haircut, run-of-the-mill. I don't have a highly refined palate, so I just pretty much, I can do over-the-counter stuff and not feel bad about it at all, and actually I enjoy it. So that's that. And most of my pipes are of the, let's see, economy class, I'll say that. I like my Mr. Broggs, I like my Dr. Graybos, I like my Missouri Meerschaums. I suppose the pipe I spent the most on would be a Stanwell black and white. But, yeah, that's okay. I'm kind of a character that way. I have my biggest pipe. I like this Mr. Brogg lumberjack. And then to put a little bit of a contrast to something else, I have a Baraxini pocket pipe, which is nice. And it's, but if I had to pick one of my favorites, I think it would be this one here, which is a Mr. Brogg, number 43, the Kentucky. Yeah, number 43 Kentucky. Nice little pipe. I like it a lot. I'm not smoking today because I kind of overdid it the other day, and I had like 4 bowls, and the nicotine hit was enough to make me go, yeah, I can live without that for a few days. But it's okay. We're just kind of getting along and doing things, having a good life. I did do something interesting when I have the, I think I mentioned it before, the Carter Hall. I bought a tub of that back in December. So that's like 5 months ago. And when I first got it, I opened up the tub and my brother was with me and he says, man, that smells flowery or almost perfumey. And well, me and my muted nose and muted tasters, it took about 15 minutes before I actually picked up on that. And then, yeah, it was like the 3rd bowl of that. And I was like, oh, now I can taste it. It took a long time to kind of sink in. But then when I got home and I put it down in my smoking room in the basement and you know, I probably had 2 or 3 bowls over the next couple of months just because I got busy. And my smoking room I live in northern Minnesota, so it's kind of brisk outside. And then I have an exhaust fan that's kind of loud and miserable, so it was no fun. So, but then, you know, a month and a half ago, I revisited it and I opened it up and it was like, oh, it smelled like chocolate. It was kind of interesting. And then in my lumberjack, it actually tasted like chocolate. Not in any of the other pipes, but in that one it did. And then maybe that's because that thing has a huge bowl and it's easy to keep it really cool. I mean, it's like 7/8 of an inch around and it's like 2 3/8 inches deep. So there's a lot of tobacco in that old girl. But yeah, it got chocolatey. And then I got thinking the other day that I have, like I said, I like my over-the-counter stuff, and I have some Captain Black. Let's see, I got the empty envelope here. Captain Black Cherry Cavendish. And anyway, so I got thinking, well, what, I like chocolate and I like cherry, so what would happen if I mixed the two together? So I got a scale out and I did a 50-50 mix by weight, and I think it could use a little bit more alcohol. The cherry still comes through pretty good. The chocolate note needs to come up a little bit. So I'm going to have to add some to it, maybe do a 2/3 to a third mix. But that was pretty kind of interesting and nice. So that's cool. I like that. But like I say, when you have a dulled sense of taste, you have to have a pretty solid flavor before it really sticks in. And then I kind of envy the guys who have a refined palate, because they can get all the little hints and let's say I can kind of get the big mishmash or slurry, kind of like a soup. All the flavors come together, and I can't pick them all out individually, but I know what I like, so I do that. Anyway, that's about all I wanted to talk about today. Just kind of a little less brash, terse hello, and we'll see what happens further on. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about next time, but life is good. Take care.